Hey guys, this is BJ Cubing, and in this video you are going to learn how to solve a old Rubik's Cube. The first step that you need to do for solving a Rubik's Cube is to form a cross over the top layer. The cross is just similar to a symbol plus. While doing the cross, you must orient the edge pieces carefully. Orientation is just matching the edge pieces with their corresponding centerpieces. This is the centerpiece, while this is an edge, and this and this, all of them are edges, while this and this and this and at last this, all are corners. For making a cross, you need to orient all the edges, and there are 4 white colored edges that you need to look for. So I got one edge here and one at the bottom and one facing towards me, and at last the last edge is here. So for forming the cross, start with the edge which is at the bottom, and I got one at the bottom. When you look at this edge, you can see that there are 2 colors in one single edge, and they are white and blue. So this is how you can orient the edge at the corresponding place. Since this edge has white and blue colors, it has to be placed here so that it would be matched with its correspondent centerpieces. So you can place this edge over here by moving this layer to its right so that this blue edge gets matched with this blue center, and then simply you can flip this layer upwards and you can see that this is oriented. So I oriented one edge here and I got one edge here, and this edge has white and orange colors, and I got orange centerpiece here, so this edge has to be placed here. So you can place this edge over here by moving this layer towards downwards. So by doing this you can get the white over the bottom, and then just move this layer towards left so that the white and orange edge is matched with this orange center, and then simply flip this layer upwards so that this white and orange edge is placed. So I have placed 2 edges and I need to place 2 more, and I got one edge over here, and this edge has white and red colors, so I need to look for the red center, and it's here. So since the red edge, the red centerpiece is here, this edge has to be placed over here. For placing this edge over here, you need to just match this red color with this red center like this, and simply you can lift this layer upwards so you can see that this edge has been placed over the right spot. So till now I have oriented 3 white edges and they are here, and I need to orient one more and it's here, and this has white and green color, so this has to go here. So you can see that this green edge is already oriented with this green center, so it's easy to place this edge over here. You can simply lift it up, and now you can see that you have formed a cross which is just a plus, so the top layer, just ignore the corners. So after forming the cross, the next step is to complete the white block with a perfect orientation. For completing the white block, you need to look for 4 white corners, and first you just flip the cube upside down. So in this corner there are 3 colors and they are white, green and red. So you just look out for white, green and red centers, and I got green center over here and the red is here and white at the bottom. So this corner piece has to go in between of these 3 colors, and these 3 centers. So this has to go here. This is how you decide which corner has to go where. You just move this corner towards here like this, and for placing this at the bottom you just need to know one small formula, and it's just RU, R prime and U prime. And if you don't know this cube notations, then no problem, I have given a tutorial about these notations and the link is in the description. So you do that formula over here so that it gets placed at the bottom. R, U, R prime, U prime, and now just check whether it got placed. yeah, you can see that this corner has been placed. So in this corner there are green and orange colors other than white. So just look for green and orange centers, and I got orange center over here and green center over here. So this corner has to be placed here, and just move it towards here like this, and do that formula until it gets placed at the bottom. R U R prime U prime 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 R U R prime U prime, and now it got placed. Sometimes the corners may be stuck at the bottom layer. You can see that this corner is at the bottom layer. So use that same formula to get this at the top layer. R U R prime U prime, and see the colors orange and blue. Then look for orange and blue centers, and I got blue center over here and orange center over here. So place this corner over here like this, and do the same formula R U R prime U prime. Then you can see that this corner has been placed. After completing this bottom layer, the next step is to complete the second layer. In this edge you can see that there are two colors and they are orange and blue. So just look for orange and blue centers, and I got orange center over here and blue center is here. So this edge has to go in between them. I mean this edge has to be placed here. So just see what is the color that is facing towards you, and it's blue. So match this blue with this blue center like this, and do this algorithm. This algorithm as a pattern so that it's very easy to remember. R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R, U and R. Now you can see that this edge has been placed in between orange and blue centers. This edge there are orange and green colors, so this edge has to be placed between orange and green centers, and the green center is here and the orange center is here. So this has to be placed here, and you can see that the color that is facing towards you is green, and it is already been matched with this green center. So for placing this edge at this spot, you have another algorithm. This is just the inverse of the previous algorithm, and like that this also has a pattern. L U L U L U prime L prime U prime and L prime. Now you can see that this edge has been placed in between green and orange centers. So sometimes you may get a flipped edge like this. So for flipping this edge you can use this formula R prime U prime R prime U prime R prime U R U and R. So after doing the formula you can see that the edge has been placed at the top layer. So you can see the front color, it's red, so you can match this red with this red center like this, and you can do like what I have told earlier. After completing the second layer, the next step is to form a cross over the top layer. If you hide these corners, then you can see that this is a mirror L. So you just flip the cube like this and do a F turn and do the formula which I have mentioned earlier, R U R prime U prime, and do a F prime like this, so that you get a bar. And if you get this bar case, then do the same formula again, F R U R prime U prime and a F prime, so that you will get a cross like this. After forming the cross over the top layer, the next step is to complete the top layer. For completing the top layer, you need to know this case, and this case is known as hewn. So you can use this algorithm at this direction for completing the top layer. R U R prime U R U2 and R prime. You also need to know this case for completing the top layer, and this is known as anti-sewn. The only difference between sewn and anti-sewn is that you get a yellow color at the left side for anti-sewn and a yellow color at the right side for a sewn. So you can use this formula for completing the top layer, and you can use this formula only for this anti-sewn case. L prime U prime L U prime L prime U2 and L. Sometimes you may get cases other than sewn and anti-sewn, for example like this. So you can use sewn or anti-sewn formula to break this unknown case to form a case which is known to you. So I am using sewn at this direction for this case. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So after using a sewn for that case, I got anti-sewn. So just flip the cube and do the anti-sewn formula to complete the top layer. L prime, U prime, L, U prime, L prime, U2 and L. So after completing the top layer, the next step is to complete the whole Rubik's cube. For completing the last layer, the first step that you need to do is to check whether there is an headlight or not. So this is an headlight. You can see that these two corners have the same color, but this edge does not. Since this headlight have orange color, so just match it with this orange block like this, and just take the opposite side of this block, which is this, and do this formula. R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2 and R2. So after doing this formula, you can see that you have formed headlights in all the directions, headlight, headlight and headlight, and a completed block here. So since you have a completed block, just match this block with this blue block like this. So after forming headlights in all the directions, there is only one formula that you need to do for completing the whole Rubik's cube, and you can do it in any direction. M2, U prime, M prime, U2, M, U prime and M2. So after doing that formula, you can see that you got a whole completed block. So just take the opposite side of this block and do the same formula until you complete the whole Rubik's cube. M2, U prime, M prime, U2, M, U prime and M2. So you can see that the Rubik's cube is not still completed. So then do the same formula again. M2, U prime, M prime, U2, M, U prime and M2. So now doing this formula for 3 times, you can see that the whole Rubik's cube has been completed. Sometimes you may get no headlights in any directions. For example, you can see that there is no headlight here, no headlight here, no and no headlight here. So if you get these such cases, then you can do the formula which I told you for bringing the headlights in all the directions. For example, R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2 and R2. So after doing that formula, you can see that you got a headlight in one direction. So after getting an headlight in one direction, then you can do the other remaining parts like what I have told earlier. So guys, if you like my tutorial, then please smash the like symbol and also smash the subscribe symbol so that you can support my channel. Don't forget to tap the bell symbol so that you'll get notifications of my further videos. Thanks for watching.